Hey, everybody, it's Grouchy Surge, the Fat Man in Vegas, and I'm coming to you as I'm driving home with another Backlog Confessional. Now, you see, I don't got my notes on me, I don't got my Twitters on me, I ain't got my hands all unloosened so that I can pick up and read and talk about things that y'all wanted me to talk about. So I'm going to babble a little bit because I haven't had time to babble. I haven't had free time. My life is hectic. However, there is one thing I wanted to touch upon that I do remember. So, if I didn't get to your question, if I didn't get to anything else, I do apologize. But, Math Man asked me the question, is there I don't remember, I gotta phrase or paraphrase or change the wording, but he basically said, what would make me consider changing my Twitter handle, if there is anything, and what would I change it to? So, the funny thing is, that's a great question, because I've been thinking about it for a while now. You see, I call myself Grouchy. I've been calling myself Grouchy for, I don't know, well over a decade, maybe 2 decades. It all started back when I was in college, chatting on the IRCs, all that text-based chat, AOL Messenger, all that stuff, fun stuff, right? So back then, I would, when I first started it, like 1996, I called myself Beavis because my favorite cartoon in the world, Beavis and Butthead. And then I ended up changing myself over to Groucho because of Groucho Marx. Huge fan of Groucho Marx, got him tattooed on my arm, watched all the movies, own all the movies, except for that first one that got destroyed that was only ever put out in theaters and then just disappeared from the world because they destroyed it. But, then I started chatting with some people, and there was this one chick that lived somewhere else in the world that I would chat with all the time, and every time that we'd come into the same IRC chat room, she'd be like, "Ouchie!" So from there, I was just got used to it, changed my name to Grouchy, and I don't remember when, but sometime shortly after that, I was trying to register for something, and Grouchy was already taken, so I added the second R. So somewhere around, let's call it 1997 to 1998, I have been Grouchy online with 2 R's. I've got email addresses, grouchy@gmail.com. I registered the website grouchy.com as my domain when I started blogging so that I had a place to put everything up. It's ingrained in me. It's in my DNA. I'm never going to stop calling myself Grouchy Surge, you know what I'm saying? But my original Twitter handle, Grouchy. And then it's Twitter for the longest time was this disgusting, complicated mess that I would go to follow certain thing, and I would just go on there and talk about poker. And then I started getting to the video game side and the podcast side. And I was instead of just combining both worlds into one, I'm going to make a separate Twitter handle. On one side, I'll have, the poker people I talk to. On the other side, I'll have the video game people that I'm talking to and following. So that's where Backlog Blues came from. And there for the longest time, it all was good. Well, I love Backlog Blues. I like the Twitter handle Backlog Blues. But my problem is, it's I don't like the diversification. I don't like the fact that I have split myself up, and now I'm following 2 different, and then I'm talking to 2 different sets of people. You know what? If people want me in their life, they're going to have to deal with the poker side. They're going to have to deal with the video game side, the wrestling side, whatever it is I happen to be into at the moment. So, I recently had been thinking about it for the longest time. I'd been looking it up. I've been trying to figure out how to do it, and then I saw the question from Math Man, from Ryan, and it was you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So, as of this morning, I am no longer Backlog Blues on Twitter. I am now Grouchy again. What I did was I changed Grouchy to something else, and then I changed Backlog Blues to Grouchy, and then I started going through, the old Twitter stuff that I followed on that other account, and just bringing over the stuff that, new and current. Got rid of a lot of the stuff that I wasn't. And then I noticed there was a lot of crossover, Because when I first started getting into listening to video game podcasts and following people on Twitter, there was a bunch of people I followed before I created the Backlog Blues one. So, that was already taken care of. And then I just reached out to people that I talk on there, and I just let them know, hey, I'm getting rid of this Twitter handle. I'm combining it with my other one because I'm dumb. And if anybody wants to follow me, follow me at grrouchie. I'll add you back. So I still got some things to go through, some cleaning up to do, but I will be down to just one Twitter handle, except for the podcast one, the Backlog Busters and the Fat Man in Vegas, but that's pretty much there just for, spitting out stuff from the podcast and the blog. So, if anybody noticed, I'm now grouchy. I'm no longer Backlog Blues, but I still have the Backlog Blues because I got a backlog and it gives me the blues. And if I could sing, I would write a song about it, but I can't, so I'm not gonna, make you guys listen to that. So, work has been super busy. Work has been hectic. Sometimes I'm getting some extra hours, but I'm getting a whole lot of walking and a whole lot of steps in. Today I went over 20,000 again. Yesterday it was like a high 19,000s. By the time I get home, I'm just tired and exhausted. I don't want to do anything. I thought this year was going great. I beat Batman early, got the poll out there, Alien Isolation 1, so that's going to be my A game. Started trying to dive back into Fire Emblem, and I was like, man, I am going to accomplish a lot in January and just get a jump on the year. And then exhaustion set in, and I just don't want to do anything. So, unfortunately, if, I don't know, just listen to some music for a second, whatever this Podbean's got going on. I think I put more time into mobile games on my phone than I've put into anything else, and that needs to change. I may have found myself addicted to a game called Best Fiends, and I didn't even want to download the game, but someone at work was talking about it, and the next thing you know, I lost like 2 days of time, and I'm just going to delete that game so that the notifications stop poking up, and so that I stop playing. I want to throw a shout out to Hungry Pup, or, as you can see him now, Hungry Hippo. Evidently, he took my madman ramblings to heart and changed his name. Thought it was hilarious. I appreciate the fact that you're listening, and I appreciate the fact that you went along with my little joke. I know you got a review coming, and I can't wait to hear it. So, tomorrow is Saturday, unless you're listening to this on Saturday. And if you're not listening to this on Saturday or Friday or Sunday, this past Saturday, the 1st of February, we'll call it, new Backlog Busters being recorded. The guys and I, we're going to be getting together. We're going to be doing some talky talk, some ramble. We got some fun things planned for February. So, if you listen to Quest for Pixels, you may already have an idea of what we got planned. If you don't listen to Quest for Pixels, you should really check those guys out. They, Joel and Tony get together once a week. They talk, they babble. They give me time to spew forth the backlog venom to let you guys know what is going on in the backlog world. You know what? I dropped a little knowledge. I let everybody in on what's going to happen for the Backlog Busters in February. So, before that, I talked about saving money to buy the next-gen consoles. You never know what I'm going to talk about when I go on that Quest for Pixels. My wife's calling me. So, I'm back. I don't know if anybody heard that phone ring or what, but my wife called me, interrupted my podcast recording. I chewed her out. I told her, babe, you do not call me when I am talking to the peoples on the internets. This is not the way this relationship works. Or what I really said was, hi, my love, how are you? What can I do for you? Do you need me to bring anything home on my way home from work? You guys don't need to hear that. Anyway, if you guys hear a ringy ring, and then it sounded like something happened, I do apologize. But I don't go back and I edit these podcast things, not on the Podbeans. I will start editing the other Backlog Busters because that's the more important one. This is just a stupid little drop that I like to put out. What was I talking about? I touched on the Twitter handle change. I have to bring milk home for the baby. I need some hemorrhoid wipes. Don't even think about it. That was a joke. Totally a joke. I'm not over 40 and my body's decaying on me. Not happening at all. But anyway, Backlog Buster stuff. Listen to Quest for Pixels. There's some really cool guys. They let me talk on their podcast once a week, I think. It's really cool, man. So, since I'm out of stuff to say, I gotta keep my eye on the road and maybe not run into that bus full of nuns that's passing me going 95 on the freeway. So, this is Grouchy Surge. This has been a Backlog Confessional. Peace out and trapper on, dudes.